Thank you for finding time for yourself. And you can close your eyes or not and breathe in and expect to breathe out. And as you breathe, you can begin to focus your attention on your breath. Breathing in and breathing out. And you don't need to notice the sound of your breath that soundly gives you life. As you go deeper into this experience, and you don't need to experience a deep sense of relaxation. You can breathe in and out just as you are. And I'm curious if you can get your forehead to relax, lips relax. You don't need to find comfort just yet. The comfort of your chair supporting you to go deeper. You can have multiple thoughts or be uptight. You're perfect just as you are. So you can be a little kinder to yourself, okay? And Stephen Langton, psychotherapist, editor-in-chief of the American Journal of Clinical Hypnosis, describes one of the first concepts you learn in the martial arts, Aikido, is you feel as though you drop into the earth. So you have total relaxation upstairs. That you're secure enough, grounded enough, so you're relaxed upstairs. Relax so you can talk, move. And as a small child, typically our first connection of our energy is towards other people. But what you really need to do is connect to the earth. Connect to something bigger than that. And then you can attend to the others in that field. To be something bigger. To be with the action, but not become it. And I want you to imagine you're scanning your body for any muscles you come across from your neck down. You're going to relax these muscles, melt them into relaxation, into liquid goo, liquid jelly, starting at the neck and working your way down to your toes. Ready? neck relaxed, chest relaxed, elbow joints relaxed, scanning the body, chest, hands, hips relaxed, tummy, back, relaxing, scanning the body to ensure your liquid goo, legs, knees, feet, ankles relax. And scanning back up the body to your neck to ensure your liquid goo. And when you're ready, let the liquid flow out of your toe into a pool of water on the floor. And you can be grounded now, free from pain. You don't have to enjoy the comfort of this experience unless you want to. And sometimes it's just so nice to spend time with that special someone. And you can fall in love with yourself, your great sense of humor. Allow your heart to race at the prospect. The comfort in knowing there'll be no demands placed on you. To spend time with great company. Because you always say the right thing at the right time. And as though the clouds have parted, your thoughts can become clearer, slower, and you can get really comfortable. And I'm not sure you're aware how special you are. No one else has your attention to detail, your high level of standard, your ability to question and inquire, and no one ever will. That's how special you are. And you've managed to slow your heart rate, your blood pressure, your pulse, without me asking that of you. And in the past, you've been a perfectionist, asking reasonable questions about the future, about the world. But the emotional force of anxiety still seemed to find you. And clients describe a sense of shame that eats away at them. Worry about the avoidance of activities, an inability to concentrate. Well, they describe it just comes at them, turning their anxiety into a noun, labeling it simply victimizes the client. And risks are an ongoing part of life. There are big risks and little risks. And a wise man once said, "Anxiety sometimes is the price of planning." And when you're in the middle of running anxiety at a level of 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10, you simply don't have any available mental capacity to challenge the situation. And it's got nothing to do with you. It's how you've been going about it. And when we visualize, our eyes look to the horizon and above. And when we have feelings, we typically look down to the right. And when we're thinking, we typically look down to the left. And in a moment, I want you to test that theory now. Think of an emotionally charged moment and notice where your eyes went. And the eyes are so amazing, especially the pupil of the eye. They are never changeable in size. Infants have the same size pupils as a large 6-foot man. And it was Winston Churchill that asked Graham Sutherland, who was commissioned to paint a masterpiece, a portrait for Winston Churchill's 80th birthday. "How are you going to paint me? The bulldog or the cherub?" And Graham Sutherland replied, "It depends on what you show me." And Graham never told Churchill he was a Labour voter. And while the whole of Britain's eyes, the entire nation's eyes, were waiting to see this masterpiece, Graham was thinking he would just paint what he saw, which was considerably naive. No artist had ever painted a subject as if there were no history. And the fastest way to be led down the path of anxiety is to ask why and what if questions. And you can't run the pattern of anxiety while you're on a relaxing beach or some luxurious holiday somewhere, unless you also run visualizing seeing a tsunami Or imagine bumping into an ex-lover on a bad bikini day. And it reminds me of Kathleen Tessaro. Her book titled Elegance. Beauty since the dawn of time. Women have simply sought after beauty. And being beautiful is synonymous with having everything. And what girl wouldn't want that? But sadly, only God or nature can make someone beautiful on the outside. And to be frank, most of us will never fall into that category. It's best to face the facts about oneself, especially the most important ones, early on in life, to make peace with them, rather than waste years in pursuing goals with nervous expectation far beyond our reach. Especially when being beautiful doesn't guarantee happiness in this world. A woman must have a very strong character and not become distracted from her own unnatural power to excite attention everywhere she goes. Elegance, grace, and style are infinitely more democratic. A little discipline, a discerning eye, along with a generous helping of good humour, and effort are all that's needed to cultivate these qualities. And a plain girl who spends a little time in honest reflection, and who applies herself with diligence to the improvement of her mind and character, will awake soon enough to discover that she has blossomed into a swan, and her time spent alone and undistracted by the world will fortify her. The discipline she learnt will carry her into old age with grace and courage. And above all, she'll express compassion, which never fails to make a woman more attractive to those around her. And if you could take a moment now to reconnect to your Aikido grounding, and while most clients seek out hypnotherapists to be zapped from anxiety. There's something different about you. I believe you are grounded enough to allow yourself to connect and understand this complex phenomenon labeled anxiety. Breathing in and breathing out. And if you could begin to feel centered within yourself now. And I don't know if that's a low center of gravity or a higher center of gravity. Only you know how low you want to go. Now be sincere. Now be comical. Now be sincere. And now be comical. And once more be sincere. And be comical. And relax and just be you now. If you were to imagine embracing your fear, whatever it is, with acceptance now, only you know what that is. Go on and invite your fear in now, breathing in and breathing out. And now invite its opposite, its brother or sister with compassion. Breathing in and breathing out. And you can discover, to most people, this is a very foreign concept. To be able to interrupt the daily patterns and conditions of life. And Rodriguez is more sea than land, located in the Indian Ocean east of Mauritius. The island is beautiful, but to anyone with a natural history background, they would flag it as a disaster zone. The high growth of non-native plants, aggressively growing. But one man has a passion for saving plants from extinction, running through every molecule of his body. Carlos Magdalena. He believes every plant has the right to survive. And there's a rule in conservation. If a species has not been seen for 50 years, it is declared extinct. And in the 1980s, Mauritius experienced the extinction of 30 plants that existed nowhere else in the world. and another 61 species had simply disappeared from the island. It was an ecological disaster zone. And in the 1980s, there was a school teacher on the island with a passion for educating his students about plants. And his students were asked to collect plants and bring them to school, cuttings of them. And he knew that one of his students would collect his cuttings from the side of the road. But the teacher had never seen this plant before. And he definitely didn't think it would be an extinct plant, because he knew this student found their plants on the side of the road. And so he pressed the cutting and sent it to the Royal Botanic Gardens in Kew, England. And it was forwarded to 2 scientists. And it was named Ramos Mania Rodriguez. The tree made it to the front page of the newspapers. It was all over the television. And when conservationists went to visit the tree, they found it had been chopped down in the middle of the night. Only a stump remained. And it was believed by the locals, if your child had nightmares, you'll put your child's teddy bear under the tree and their nightmares would disappear. It was also believed it could treat venereal disease and to cure hangovers. And as the authorities began to see the gravity of the situation, they built a fence around the stump. But that still didn't suffice. So they built a second fence around it. And it still didn't protect the tree. So finally, the last wild living plant of this species is actually in a cage to protect it. After millions of years of freedom, the last plant had to be put in a cage to protect it from humans. And even then, it wasn't safe given half a chance. The locals would still chop off tiny little pieces. The World Wildlife Fund realised drastic action was needed. The tree was relocated for research and propagation to breed and increase the number of plants. And I wonder in the future if you just might change your eye patterns the next time you find yourself in a similar situation. And as children, none of us knew how to tie our shoelaces, brush our teeth. None of us could use the toilet by ourselves. Until one day we did. And risk is an ongoing part of life. There are big risks and little risks. And as the wise man once said, sometimes anxiety is the price tag for planning. And no one cures themselves from anxiety, because everyone experiences anxiety from time to time. And how it's managed is to focus on your goals. What's going right in your life. And maybe cages aren't made from iron. They're made from thought. Or maybe in moments of freedom, we fly from one cage to another cage. And I wonder if you find more compassion towards yourself, your ability to respond, your responsibility. And you and I both know the past is gone, but the future hasn't happened yet. And I wonder if you might become aware of your control, your self-control, controlling the number of why and what if questions, becoming more empathetic to your past, generosity of inquiry. You're perfect, just as you are. And you can remember to be a little kinder to yourself. And we can prepare to sleep now, counting backwards in your mind from 10 to 1. 10, 9, more relaxed. 8, 7, 6, deeper. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You are now at level A. And when you get to level C, you'll be ready for sleep. 10, 9, 8, liquid relaxation. 7, 6, 5, 4, deeper. 3, 2, 1. Level B. 10, 9, 8. Relaxing in comfort. 7, 6, 5. More relaxed. 3, 2, 1. Level C. And you can sleep, 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 deeper sleep.